Hey, my friends. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to instantly spot if someone will or will not be successful in their business. Are you ready? Hi, you guys. My name is Denise Walsh. I am a former clinical psychologist turned business coach, and I love helping you get better. And so today I'm going to share 3 ways that I spot success in my clients. Now, you can look at this 2 ways. Number one, like, are you the client, right? Are you somebody who someone would deem to be successful? And you can look at it through your own clients, your leads, your prospects, those who are interested in your business or service. How successful will they be? So here we go. The 3 ways that I spot success instantly is the first one is how they answer the phone. Now, often with our business, someone says they're interested, right? And they want to learn more. And we do what's called a discovery call or a clarity call, a lead generation call. We set up a time to chat to see if this would be a great fit for them. And the way they answer the phone matters. Have you ever called someone and they tell you they're interested in your product or service and they answer the phone like, hello? Hello. You can tell how confident someone is, how interested they are, if they've got their wall up, right, their guard up, just by the way they say hello and how they interact on the phone. Now, people surprised me, for sure. I've had people be a bit guarded and a bit defensive in that first minute or so, but then by the end, we're like BFFs, right? So you never know. But that first few minutes on the phone call, I can tell how interested they are in the service that I provide and if they feel like they could do it, like their confidence kind of rings out. So if you feel like you're somebody who doesn't pay attention to how you show up when you're on the phone with somebody, watch yourself, right? A confident hello will go a long way. It's kind of like a handshake if I think about it. All right, so number 2, the second way I'm watching to see if someone is going to be successful when they get started with me is if they're showing up to team trainings or scheduled coaching calls. You guys, when someone signs up to join our program, I want to know that they are serious, right? I don't want to spend time on coaching people who don't really want it. And so if they don't show up to our scheduled coaching calls, our scheduled group sessions, then that tells me that they're not really serious, that they're not interested in learning about how to grow their business and how to make money. They're just not that interested. So that's a clue to me, right? To not keep stalking them. I'm certainly available. I reach out a few times, but if someone isn't showing up to things that I know are going to benefit them and they just are choosing not to, then that's a clue for me that they might not be someone I really want to work with. So to me, that tells me it's not serious and they might not be successful. The third thing that I look for when I'm working with somebody is how they handle their first funk. Because you guys, in entrepreneurship, funks happen. Yeah, we're going to have disappointments. We're going to have people tell us no. We're going to have things not work out. It's going to take longer and be more expensive than we expect it to be. And how people go through their first funk, I'm watching and I'm listening to see how they respond. It's kind of like, do they turn that funk into a stop sign or is it a speed bump? Now, let me tell you a funk that I had early on in my business. I did a party at my house and to be honest, I didn't really know anyone or really anything. And so I emailed the bunco ladies. I invited all the people in our neighborhood that played bunco and I said, come learn more about what I'm doing. I'd love to share my business with you. And 3 people showed up. One brought their wallet. The other 2 didn't because they walked over and they totally forgot. One person tried it and no one signed up as a customer or a team member that day. And I remember telling my friend who was with me, I said, well, mission accomplished. My goal was to learn and I learned. And looking back, knowing what I know now, that is a clue that someone will be successful, right? Because overcoming that first funk by saying, I could have easily have been defeated, and I was disappointed, and I was a bit embarrassed, and I was a bit uncertain. Is this going to really work? Can I really do this? I'm not sure. Do people really want it? I still had all of those fears, but instead of giving voice to those, I gave voice to what went well, right? It was my first one. I had to learn something, and I did, and so I focused on that. So you know what? How you overcome your first funk is going to tell you whether or not you are a victim and you feel like you really can't learn the skills and it's either going to come naturally or it's not, or you're an abundant mindset, a growth mindset person, and you know that all skills can be learned and it's a journey and it's a process and all that kind of stuff. So, people surprise me because I've had people where I talk to them on the phone the first time and all I hear is whining and complaining and victim speech. and I think, well, they're not going to make it. And then a few months later, I talk to them again, and they're so focused on what's working. They're so focused on how they've grown. They're doing personal development. They're practicing the skills, and they're learning and growing. And I just say hallelujah. So even if you see yourself in one of these three situations, just know that all of it can be changed. You can grow and become whoever it is you want to become. But if you're working with people, just know that this is one thing that I do to watch and see if people are really interested in growing a business. How they answer the phone, do they show up to events and team trainings and coaching calls, and how do they overcome their first funk? Do they give up quickly? Or do they decide that they're going to plow through and learn? I hope that this was helpful, my friends. And if you want to be around people who are interested in learning growth mindset, who are building businesses and are entrepreneur minded and want to live their dream life too, think about connecting with us in our Dream Life community. We do accountability groups every few months. We pair people up. I do coaching daily, and then we've got a monthly training. This is like a hub, right, of entrepreneurs where we get to learn and take steps together. And that information is at dreamlifecommunity.com. If you are interested in more, check out my podcast. Be sure to subscribe and like the notification bell on YouTube. And I love to see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.